everyone, so we are back with another adventure. Today we are actually at the location of where Jefferson Davis was actually arrested and captured by the, I believe it was the Wisconsin Cavalry. Him and a few of his members actually crossed over the Savannah River on May 3rd, 1865, and then at dawn on May 10th, 1865, that is where the President of the Confederate States of America, Jefferson Davis, was eventually captured and arrested, and then transported back to Fort Monroe in Virginia, where he was actually indicted on charges of treason, and he sat in that prison for 2 years until he was later released. And the only reason that they did not, from what I was reading, the federal government did not want to pursue charges on him of treason because they were in fear that he would actually prove to the federal government that he did not break any laws, especially the treason law. So they never went forward with pressing charges and actually sentencing him on those charges as well. But I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Also check out the Facebook fan page. I got a lot of great posts on there as well. Also, you guys, and one last thing, on July 25th, I will be in Chelsea, Alabama, doing a guest speaking out there. So I'm looking forward to that, meeting all the great people from Chelsea, especially our good friend Jenny and her husband Bill, and all that they do, and actually putting us on the spot to be able to come out there and guest speak at the Chelsea Historical Society. So I'm looking forward for that. If you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Once you guys hit that subscribe button, you guys turn on that notification bell, and once I come back from that guest speaking and these videos and any other videos in the future, you guys can be notified when videos are being released every time that I do drop a video. Until then, let's go ahead and continue moving forward. Love you guys, and talk to you guys again soon. Alright, you guys, so right here behind me is actually the house at the time of President Davis. This house actually was owned by a judge. Now I'm not sure the exact name of the judge, but I will look that up and post it in the comment or the description as well. Now we are at the location of where Jefferson Davis was arrested. I walked through the museum, got a few pictures, so that was actually a pretty cool little event. Now we are walking towards the monument of Jefferson Davis and the significance of his Confederacy with the presidency of the Confederate States. Now, inside the museum, there's actually a piece of the tree that they actually have in the museum now, which was actually pretty close to where Jefferson Davis was actually captured by the cavalry of Wisconsin. So now, before he was captured, though, and he came here on it was May 3rd that him and a few of his members came over the Savannah River to, station themselves here at this location, and then I think it was like a couple days later, Union was moving in. There was a skirmish at one point that the Union cavalry was firing shots, but they were not aware until it was too late that they were actually firing upon themselves or on another regiment of theirs. ending up killing 2 Union soldiers. And then it was on May 10th, 1865 at dawn that they eventually captured Jefferson Davis, and then eventually took him up to Virginia at Fort Monroe, where he was imprisoned for 2 years on charges of treasoning. So that's actually pretty cool. So right here behind me is the monument of Jefferson Davis, right here. So that's actually pretty cool. If you guys see right there at the top, there's Jefferson Davis, but in the middle right here, there's Jefferson Davis in between some of the soldiers. So that's actually pretty cool. And then, as you can see, it says President of the Confederate States of America, 1861 to 1865. And then this just lets you know when it was marked as an historic society. Now, right here, you can take this trail right here, and that actually gets you to the campsite of where he was actually arrested or captured by the Union. So we're going to take a tour down this way a little bit. And then right here they got a Georgia Division United little bench that was designed here. It's got the carving of a couple of flags. So that's actually pretty cool. And then right up there, that's the 3rd National Confederate flag. So that's pretty cool that they're adding that texture with Jefferson Davis. They also have a Confederate flag engraved on the side of his monument. And then right here is actually pretty cool. They got something in the back. So right here, on this spot, May 10th, 1865, President Jefferson Davis was made a prisoner of war by federal troops. So that's actually pretty cool. Like I was saying, that's when he was eventually transported to Virginia, where he was in prison for 2 years on charges of treason. But we're going to go ahead and continue walking towards this trail and see if we can get to that campsite of where he was eventually captured. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy these videos and all the historical things that we are finding, because I learn just as much as I do when I pick up a book but I learn a lot by reading books, but it's not as thrilling to go out. It's not as thrilling when you go out and you see the things, because when you go to an actual location that you've been reading, you get a little bit of idea from reading it in the books, but when you actually show up at a location, you can really feel the vibes there. You can kind of get a better understanding. Like the Battle of Resaca, I'll make a prime example. The Battle of Resaca, I didn't really know how that battle took place, but when I went and filmed the reenactment, I got a better understanding of what I was reading, and it helped me get a better understanding of how the Confederates was pushing the North up until the Federals got their reinforcements and eventually pushed the Confederates back. So it kind of gives you a better understanding of how the battles were taking place. Now, I do want to say that I do have some upcoming events for you guys. September, I'll be tackling a couple more reenactments, and I have another reenactment set up for the end of October. So I hope that you guys stay tuned for those as well. Make sure you guys subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you guys can be notified when these videos are being released. Once again, I do want to thank all my subscribers as well as all my fans on my Facebook page. You guys are amazing on both platforms. You guys are continuing to help me grow as a channel. But I also like it too because I feel like I'm touching so many people's lives and giving them a better insight of a war that not necessarily had to happen, but it was one of those wars that unfortunately it did happen, and it mostly came down to people having multiple or different opinions and stuff like that. So right here, we came across a marker, killed on this spot, May 10th, 1865. John Revenant, Company C, 4th Michigan Cavalry, Federal Army, drafted at age of 21 at Richmond. So it looks like John Haynes, Corporal, Company E, 4th Michigan. So it looks like a couple of the Michigan regiments actually was killed here. Like I was saying, there was a skirmish that was taking place, and the Union was firing back and forth, smoke everywhere, you know, from the guns, and they were unaware that they actually have killed 2 of their own men, until they were not aware of it until the smoke settled, basically. And then there was 2 Union soldiers that was killed during the skirmish, and then eventually up in this area, I'm assuming up in this area is where they found Jefferson Davis hiding out in the woods, and apparently he was underneath a tree, so somewhere right in this area he was.
I think there's a trail that goes down that way too, just letting you know.
Oh, okay.
King,
Okay,
come on,
so
Daddy!
it looks like there's another trail right in here. So we're gonna. So that's where that skirmish was.
Right here?
Yeah, where those 2. It looks like they were the 2 Michigan cavalry was killed by mistake by friendly fire by the Wisconsin cavalry.
Did it just say they were buried in Andersonville?
No, they're buried. I don't know where they're buried.
I thought it said something about Andersonville.
I don't think they're buried in Anderson.
Oh.
Nature Trail?
Is that it?
I think so.
Do you need that map thing? Find out.
No, I think this is it.
This is. Come on, little one.
Find the,
Just go around it.
Jesus.
actually, it just leads you right back over here. So somewhere in this, in particular area, he was eventually captured. But I do have a picture of the tree that he was actually laying next to, or I guess sitting next to, that they have in the museum. So we're going to go ahead and start heading back towards the front of the building. But he was basically captured right around this area, as you guys can see. You know how Mother Nature is. Sometimes she overgrows on these in particular spots. But you know, it's good to be able to come out here and actually see kind of the layout of where he made or where he was captured, and also see the spot where 2 soldiers were actually killed as well during the skirmish of the attempt to capture and arrest Jefferson Davis, and so that's actually pretty cool. So I guess it might have been up there in that open field. There was probably a tree at one point, and it's probably the one that's in the museum. But you know, going back to that museum though, they have a lot of artifacts of Confederate money and many other things as well. That's actually pretty interesting as well. Now, it's 12:21, so we have actually made a plan that we were thinking about maybe tackling maybe a little bit of Andersonville. So I hope that you guys stay tuned for this one as well. We're going to try to go back out there. I know I have a great video of Andersonville when I was out in the rain, and it kind of gives you guys an idea of how much and how often it rains there. But I wanted to go back out there too, not only to film the location, but to walk around the National Cemetery and show you guys a couple of famous graves that are actually buried there. There's actually a Confederate also buried out there. Now, there is one guy that I want to show you guys, and I need to get out there and pay my respects to him, because honestly, I don't really know the man, but I love the man. And the reason why I say I love the man is because he is from the 54th Massachusetts. If you guys are not familiar, the 54th Massachusetts was formed of mostly African Americans that was battling for their freedom during the Civil War, and even was threatened by the Confederates if they were to continue fighting, and if they were captured, they could have been imprisoned by going back to slavery, or face the possible punishment of death. But these men had so much heart and so much faith in themselves that they just continued to fight, even though the odds were kind of against them. There is one man that actually died at Anderson. He was a prisoner at Andersonville, and he was actually captured from a battle in Florida. And they also kind of give you an idea of the 54th Massachusetts, and this soldier in particular. If I'm not mistaken,